welcome to Unfiltered, the mini episode where Tanya rants or raves about a topic she's passionate about. These are filled with real talk and raw emotion, so buckle your seatbelts.
Mommy's going crazy.
Hi guys. So I just have to share something with you that is completely crazy that happened to me today. There was a coworker of mine who had a birthday and brought in donuts, and she happened to mention yesterday that she would be bringing them in. So I thought, heck yeah, I'm putting that donut on my plan. I'm having a donut. I have such a love for donuts, or I used to, I guess. And donuts used to be my weakness. Like someone would bring donuts into the office and I had no intention of eating them. And then I would smell them and see people eating them and people talking about them. And it used to be really hard for me to say no. And I used to get mad. I would get so mad when people would show me the donuts, tell me about the donuts, ask me if I had a donut, tell me how great the donuts were. I used to just sit at my desk like, why can't everyone just shut up about the donuts? I don't care. I don't want to know about the donuts. And it was like somehow the donuts became this big thing. And like, not that I was controlled by them, but just the fact that I got so emotional about it, like it was not healthy. And it was because in my mind, donuts were off limits. And I think they were off limits, not so much because of the calories, but sort of because that was the start of the slippery slope. Like oftentimes when I was counting points and trying to be, I guess, more strict, I would feel like once I had a donut, then it was like the floodgates were open and I would just continue eating junky food all day and continue overeating all day, because it was like once I gave in and had the donut, I felt like I failed, or I blew my plan for the day, or I was already off the plan, so might as well make it count and go for it and have all the things that I'm not allowed to have. And I don't do that anymore. And now that I'm really focusing more on the mindful eating and not the calorie counting or the points counting, I don't have anything that's not allowed or off limits or whatever. Yeah, I pick and choose what to have and when to have it. And I'm not saying that it would be a great weight loss method to have a donut every day, but the point is they're not off limits. When I want one, I plan it and I have it. There have been plenty of times over the past few months where people have brought in donuts and I hadn't planned for it. And I just said, oh well, I'll have one next time. No big deal. And that is not how I would have been, 5 years ago when I was like in the throes of losing weight the first time around. Back then it would have been a disaster. I would have, catastrophized it and I would have had all this drama about it and it was ridiculous. But like in the moment, that's just the way I felt. And that's how it was. But looking back now, I'm like, it was so silly. Like it's one donut. They're probably like, I don't know, 300 calories, maybe 350, but like I would make it mean all of this stuff about how I couldn't stick to my plan and it was too strict. And, once I ate the donut, I'd ruin my whole day and I was never going to be able to stick to my weight loss goals because donuts were just so good and I couldn't control myself and I couldn't resist them and, blah, 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 all this negative stuff over a donut. It is really not that big of a deal. And my mindset and my perspective is so different now. And I guess it just all kind of hit me today. So back to the point of this, I had the donut plan for today. So I knew it was happening. Fine. I did not come into the day feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm having a donut, so I need to be super strict the rest of the day, or I need to like starve myself to make up for it. Or no, like I still brought a normal breakfast and plan to eat my breakfast because let's face it, a donut is not breakfast. It is a dessert. Today I use it as an appetizer, but it's not a meal. I mean, it's sugar. Like it doesn't give you nutrients that your body actually needs to run on. So I didn't replace my breakfast with the donut. It was just an extra. And that was my choice because I knew that if I only had the donut, I would be hungry and cranky and have a sugar crash and I'd be miserable. So yeah, maybe it was added calories by having the breakfast and the donut, but it's better for my body. So that's what I was rolling with. I came in this morning. Everyone was talking about the donuts. I was like, yep, cool. I'm heading down to get one. So went down and surveyed the donuts, checked out all the varieties and tried to decide which one looked the best because they all looked yummy and I hadn't had one in a while. And like, I really made a point of like taking my time and looking and picking out the one that looked the best to me, because this is a splurge and I am going to make it count. I'm not going to waste my splurge on something that I'm not excited about or don't care about. So I really took my time, picked out this delicious looking maple cream stick, thought, oh, this is going to be great. Go up to my desk, start working. And as I'm working, I keep smelling the donut. And I'm not going to lie, like, it didn't smell gross, but like, it just kind of hit me today, like, wow, like the smell of the sugar, like just how overly sweet it smelled. And like in the past, that would have been like, oh, that smells amazing. I can't wait to have that. And today, even knowing I was allowed to have it, I just smelled it and did not have the same reaction that I used to have. Today, it was more of a, ooh, that's kind of over the top. Like, man, that smells sweet, So that was the first thing that was kind of weird. And then I'm eating the donut and I'm like, yeah, it's tasty. Like, it was from Mary Ann's. I mean, it's good quality donut, right? And it was good, but it wasn't like bells and whistles and fireworks were going off and like, this was the best food I've ever had. And oh, I've been missing this so much. I mean, it really wasn't all I thought it was going to be. It was just like, yeah, that's good. It's sweet. It's creamy. It's, it's good. Had it with my coffee. But in the past, I mean, I literally would have been sitting there like oohing and eyeing and like, it's amazing, and like making it mean, I don't know, making it mean a lot more than it should actually mean. So about halfway through, I thought, this was good. I don't know if I really need the rest of it or not. So I kind of sat with it for a few minutes and then I decided to go ahead and finish it because I had planned for it and I hadn't had one in a while and I just wanted it. I mean, that's why I chose to eat it. I just wanted the rest of it. But I think I would have been totally satisfied if I had stopped with half of the donut. And honestly, like, after today, I don't know. They just don't have the quite the allure that they used to. And it's crazy. And I don't know exactly where this mental shift is coming from. Like, I'm racking my brain all morning trying to figure out, like, what's different and why do I suddenly no longer have a donut obsession? And I don't know. The biggest thing probably is just that it's not off limits and I haven't made it out to be some big, amazing thing that I'm missing out on and, that my life is more complete when I have my donuts. I have noticed that I'm not craving sweets nearly as much as I used to. Just in general, donuts or other sweets. And I mentioned before, I don't know if it's just my diet overall. I'm getting more of what I need, so my body isn't craving the sugar like for an energy fix. I've cut out drinking Diet Coke in the past few months, so maybe that is a contributing factor. I have heard and read articles that indicate that drinking a lot of Diet Pop actually makes you crave more sweets. I don't know for sure if that's true, and I wasn't like setting out to do that. I just kind of decided that I didn't really need it and I knew it wasn't great for me, so why was I still doing it? So I'm not sure how much that plays into it. I do still use sugar-free sweetener in my coffee, so it's not like I'm, completely cutting out all the sweetness, but I was amazed today and excited and really proud and almost like, I guess proud is the best word, but I was almost just like, wow, look at you. Like, look at you. You are sitting here eating a donut. You are totally in control. It's not setting you off on some binge or some spiral. It's not a failure. It's not a invitation to eat crap the rest of the day. Like, it was a splurge you planned for, you had it, move on. An hour, maybe an hour and a half later, I went ahead and had my regular breakfast. I didn't finish it, but I ate most of it and it was great and I felt fine. And I had no guilt or shame or anything around the food. And that's got to be the biggest change that I have, is that I don't have all that drama about it and that feeling like I'm being bad or good, or I didn't consider it a cheat. I considered it a planned indulgence. Anyway, I don't mean to sound like I'm bragging or tooting my own horn or anything. What I'm trying to share with you is like where I came from to where I am now and what a huge mental shift it is, and how I feel like so much less stress about my food and so much less drama. And I just want everyone to be able to get there because it's like peaceful. And I feel like, is this what normal people feel like when they eat? Like it's no big deal. They want something, they have it, and they move on. Like the end. Like you don't have to have all this drama around your food. And it's just a really, really big change from where I used to be. And it's so much better. And that's why I'm really working to share what I've been going through and all the changes that I'm making and the things that I'm learning, because I feel like once you can push through some of your negative thoughts and, really change the way you look at things, it makes such a big difference. And it can be so much easier, and you can really just enjoy your food and use it as fuel like it was intended and not let it have all this power and control. I hope you guys find some value in that, and please reach out if you have questions or struggles of your own. I'd be happy to share more with you or offer any advice that I can, but just don't give up. I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's not like the very first time you're presented with a temptation, you're going to be like, oh, cool. Yeah, I don't want that. I mean, it has been a process. It's just, I'm at that point in the process where those things are getting easier for me. So you can get there too. Just don't give up. And if you stumble, so what? Get back up and keep going and try it again, because you can do it and you are totally worth it. You are worth more than any donut or bag of chips or piece of cake or whatever your thing is. You are worth more than that. Your health and happiness are worth it, and you can do it. That's it for this episode of Unfiltered. I hope you don't mind me unloading my raw thoughts into the microphone. It helps me to get these feelings out, but I also hope it will help you, since I talk about things that come up in the course of normal life without any script or any plan. It's messy, but it's real.
Thanks for listening to the Not Really Hungry podcast. If you have any questions or comments, please email podcast@notreallyhungry.com or leave a voicemail at 330-595-4662. If you want to hear more from Not Really Hungry, check out the blog at notreallyhungry.com, where you'll find even more ways to eat mindfully, lose weight, and change your life.